Hello and welcome to the 1 Million Mile Road Trip, and I'm Tommy, and my wife Meddena, she's doing some stuff here in the RV. I would like to ask you, if you would, to please subscribe to our channel. We have looked, my analytics through YouTube shows me that about 70% of the people that watch our RV channel here, the 1 Million Mile Road Trip, are non-subscribers. And we would really appreciate if you would subscribe and click that little bell by the subscription button, and that'll let you know when we do put out a video, where we put out 3 videos a week currently. And leave us a comment. Even if you come on and decide this is not for you, leave us a comment and just tell us what we could do to make our channel a better channel. We really care about what you think. So, hope you enjoy the video. Thank you. I want to talk a little bit about this Tranquil Timbers 1,000 Trails that we stayed at. It was a great campground. If you're not a 1,000 Trails member, they want $60 a night for a full hookup site. I talked to some of the people. The park is huge. It probably has about 400 or 500 sites in it. Most of them do not have anything but 30 amp and water, but no full hookups. They have a pool. They have a couple of playgrounds. They have bathhouses, and the bathhouse that I went into was very clean, modern fixtures. Some of the walls look like they could use some paint, but nothing that I wouldn't give it a class A bathhouse. Most of the park does not have paved or concrete pads. Most of the park has gravel pads or dirt pads. They do have some mostly gravel roads through the park, and they do have some people that leave their campers there all season or all year. I talked to one of them, and they were preparing it for winter and the campground closing, and they charge them $3,000 a year, and they have to pay their own electricity. They have a meter at their site, but that's not too bad. The county is beautiful in the spring and the fall and in the winter even, so it would be a great place to stay. Of course, they're not open in the winter, but it would be a great place to have your permanent site. And they had their little storage area, nice decks, fire pits. It was a very, very nice place to stay. I would give it probably an 8 out of 10, just because they don't have concrete pads. But other than that, it was the trees in there, and places where you can walk your dog, and it was just, I didn't see a dog park, but being in kind of the center of everything near Sturgeon Bay. So I hope you enjoy the video.
Let me get back there, I don't know.
Okay, this is, it's weird, I called about this campsite because we wanted to stay near Sturgeon's Bay again after exploring the top of Door County. And when I called about it, they referred me to another number. And when I call that number, it turns out this is a Thousand Trails, which we are members of the Thousand Trails. So we're staying here 3 nights for free, of course, but with our Thousand Trails membership, so it's not really free. But anyway, full hookups, and they close actually Friday for the season, so we're staying till they close 3 nights. Full hookups, and the sites are pretty far apart. They're gravel. This one has electric and sewer and water, which is great. So the sites are big and fairly level. I mean, you know, they're not a concrete pad, so they're not extremely level, but they're not bad. I've stayed in a whole lot worse. But it has internet. In fact, I believe this is the internet tower that we are parked right beside, which is excellent. Not cable that I can see, not cable, and we're not going to get satellite because we are in the trees, which makes it cooler. But we'll get local channels, I presume. We'll see. I'll tell you about that later if we don't. But it seems like it's a pretty nice campground. There are some campers, it looks like here, that are long-term because they have their campers pulled up in there and they got permanent porches. Like this one, I'm not sure if he's long-term or not. He does have a porch, and it looks like he's long-term. And some of these are not, which I don't care. They got some looks like tiny houses there, but very quiet, very peaceful where I can see now. Of course, we'll let you know as time goes on if things change. But very pleased with what we got. And we're real close to Sturgeon's Bay and all the shoppings and eateries and tourist attractions. So it does have full hookups. It has water, sewer, and electrical. And what I'm doing right now, as we talked about in the other video, is I am rinsing my black tank out. I've got my wash down hose, the green one, plugged into my tank rinse. Tank's flush. And when I get to a place like this, because we have had no sewage hookup or water or electrical the last 2 or 3 nights, and we stayed in another campground with no sewage, so the black tank has not been cleaned out the way I like to do it for about a week or 2. So I'm going to flush it completely out I'm going to fill it up with water and flush it completely out. Try to do it about 3 times and till it drains clean. And of course I'll do it again before I leave. So probably what I'm doing is I'll do it a couple of times right now, and then I'll wait till the night before I leave, and I'll flush it again, just to make sure no toilet paper's on the sensors, and that we don't have any type of water issue. And also I'll fill up my water tank before I leave also. We are going to be camping near Wisconsin. We're going to be camping near Milwaukee at our friend's house, where we don't have sewer, but we have water and electricity. And we usually go down to the sewer plant and dump. So, but we want to clean it out really well before we get to that point. And what we do is, a lot of times we will have these little radios, the ones we use to back the RV in. We actually use them to let her tell me what the level is on the tank, so we won't have to keep going in and out or yelling through the window. These right here are just awesome. We use them to back in back up the road, and also to flush our tanks out when we're doing this job. Okay, thank you. But our clear thing on the elbow, and I would highly recommend you get a clear elbow, because even though it can be gross at times, it does let you know what is in there and what is not. Now, here's what we do. You see it blowing, finally clear, and it's out. We go ahead and close it up, and I let it run for about a minute or two to leave some water in the bottom of, some fluid in the bottom of the black tank. And this makes it where you don't have any stickage in there. And you know, we're hooked up, so it's not like if it gets full faster, I can't come out here and dump it. But just leave it in there a couple minutes, or a minute or so, to get some fluid in the bottom of the tank. One thing about this campsite is that it does charge for internet if you don't have your own where you can hotspot. These are the charges for internet. So just consider that.